The news, good evening. PUC says its electricity tariff has remained the same since April when it reduced its tariff by 28 cents per unit in the first quarterly review of the year. PUC made this statement following complaints from domestic users who say they've noticed an increase in their bill for this month. PUC's commercial officer, Michael Giallo, says it might be possible that during the lockdown, some people might have not paid their bills, or PUC has overestimated their bills, or there has been an overconsumption.
The rise in electricity bill, we can say, what we observe is that the consumption of the customer has increased, and as our meter readers goes along around the area to read the meters, we notice that the customers actually use those amount of electricity, because from the meter reading that we got clearly shows that the customers has actually consumed those electricity. Actually, the rate went down 0.28 cents on the 1st of April. The rate will change either up or down depending on the price of fuel, and this is done every three months. The last one was 1st of April 2020. The next one will be 1st June, and this will be advised to the customers and the media itself.
The Red Cross Society is giving its continued support to schools to assess and better roll out their prevention and hygiene methods against COVID-19. Since Monday, the Red Cross team has been assisting the schools with their preparation and implementation plans based on the Ministry of Education and Health guidelines. The Red Cross Society says that they will be compiling reports for the government and the schools, giving them feedback on their strengths and weaknesses. The Ministry of Finance is aiming to pay all accepted applications under the Financial Assistance for Job Retention Scheme for the month of April by this coming Monday. Finance Minister Maurice Lustolalan made the commitment during a press conference this afternoon. The scheme is to assist employees as well as employers in the private sector due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The committee responsible for the scheme needed to process over 4,400 applications for the month of April by the end of this week. The ministry is also altering its procedure so that payment can be disbursed quickly. Seychelles' gross international reserves is now at a sum of $613 million. The net international reserves that the country can use for a period of 19 months is $462 million. The governor of the central bank, Caroline Abel, provided this information during a press conference this morning. The governor has stressed that a reduction in demand for foreign exchange will help bring down the price of foreign exchange.
In terms of transaction in the system, it was more or less balanced in terms of demand and supply, but we are conscious that the level of demand is still high. So the pressure that we are seeing on the exchange rate, and we are mindful that a continued depreciating currency will increase prices, and this will affect central bank prime objective of price stability, which we continuously monitor for further policy action.
President Danny Faure visited the staff of the Agency for the Prevention of Drug Abuse and Rehabilitation, APDA, this morning. He saw firsthand the work that the agency is doing and expressed his appreciation, especially for what they have been doing during this COVID-19 period.
The visit started at the MAT Clinic, the treatment center at English River. It is the place those on substance abuse go for therapy sessions and medical assistance. The president thereafter went to APDA's main office at Providence, where administrative and legal work is done. At the end of the visit, the president had a meeting with the management where he commended them for their hard work. APDA's director for prevention and education, Ivana Terizin, says it was very encouraging.
The main objective for the president was to thank us, the APDA staff, and to show his appreciation, especially during the time of COVID-19 that we are going through, that we went through and we're still going through. And at the same time, I think the visit also boosts the morale of the staff as well.
APDA was formed in 2017. One of its services, which was critical during the COVID-19 period, was the distribution of methadone and other treatments. The location for distribution increased from about 5 to 30 districts in the country. During the meeting, APDA also inquired on resources, drug demands, and allowances for staff.
What's happening with the rehabilitation center, and then how, in terms of supply, because we work on demand, what is being done, or if there are things being done on the supply side to sort of ensure that what we are doing from the demand side is not in vain. And also about the allowances, because we had staff who worked, if they're going to benefit from like the police officers and others benefited.
Mrs. Terizin says the president confirmed that work on the new rehabilitation center at Bon Espoir Montagne-Posé will start this year. APDA staff who work during the COVID-19 period are eligible for the Essential Workers Allowance, and that work is being done to cut down the demands for harmful drugs in the country.
Air Seychelles has announced that it will be undertaking a special flight to India and Sri Lanka tomorrow to repatriate the Seychellois nationals stranded in those two countries during the COVID-19 pandemic. The fully funded government-sponsored flight will consist of 82 Seychellois nationals in Chennai, India, and 14 others in Sri Lanka. Apart from the tickets costing 10,500 rupees per person, the government is also paying for the obligatory COVID-19 tests that all passengers have to undertake before boarding. The truncated Air Seychelles flight to India and Sri Lanka is also taking a large group of patients for overseas treatment in Sri Lanka. And that was the news summary. Thanks for watching.